What's going on, YouTube? We're back with another banger. Bangs 2 times, you know what's going on. The biggest Chico on TikTok. Bangs 2 times on Instagram. Follow, DM me any questions, whatever. I respond to everybody, and anybody who's ever DM'd me knows I respond. Unless you're just saying something random or like you're sending a link to something, I'm not gonna open it. Just because people's pages are getting hacked, and I don't want my page to get hacked. So just come a little bit correct and say something else, and I'll respond in due time. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Today we're about to do a story time that many people have been asking for on TikTok. Oh, how is he homeless? Like, were you actually homeless? Was your dad rich? Was your mom rich? No, that's not any of it. But we're about to get into the story time right now. A few updates. New car tour coming next week. House tour coming next week. I'm waiting for my new camera. You see, we're still on the phone right now. Honestly, being in the crib so busy every day, literally going to sleep at 5 a.m., waking up at 8 a.m. every single day, 7 days a week so far. I've been going hard, going in. I've been making a lot of money recently. But honestly, I haven't really had time to do too much. But I definitely ordered so much furniture. I've ordered so many things for the crib. I want to show you guys. It's going to look crazy. It's going to look sick. It's on some GTA shit, period. And yeah, so anyways, let's get to it. So everybody wants to know, how was I homeless? Was I literally homeless? Yes, I was homeless. I think I became homeless when I was 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. So around 18, 19 years old, I definitely became homeless. I was living with my mom at that time, and she didn't like the whole dropping out of college thing. That was number one. And then the year before, I was at school, and so I was living on campus or whatever. And before that, I was living with my dad. So anyways, fast forward back, after 1 year, you gotta come home after the school year is over with, obviously. So I'm in there, I'm working and stuff like that. My mom is Trinidadian, so the Caribbean parents a little bit, strict when it comes to being inside, staying inside all the time. My mom is like, oh yeah, nah, you can't go to no parties after 9 p.m. Bro, the party starts at 9 p.m. Like, so it was just with no freedom, literally with no freedom. That's still not why I was homeless. So basically, one day, me and my mom basically got into an argument, and literally was just about like, me dropping out of school. I didn't want to go to school. I had a mentor at that time. He also told me to stay in school, but I didn't want to stay in school, bro. I did not want to stay in school for nothing. I literally didn't want to stay in school for nothing. I was not happy. And there's nobody on this earth that can force me to do something that I'm not happy with. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to keep, going over why I don't want to do this. I'm not happy. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. So I just wasn't happy in school. I felt like I had a higher purpose, man. Honestly, like, I'm sitting in class with these guys, and these guys are talking about like school and working for people and trying to get great jobs. I didn't want a great job. I didn't. I wanted to be the best CEO there ever was. That's what my dream was, honestly. I'm still working towards that dream. I want to be one of the best CEOs ever. I wanted to own $1 billion corporations. I wanted to do all that stuff like that. So school wasn't for me. How would I get that in school with my degree was supposed to be marketing or something like that. And then marketing, I actually only did that because I wanted to learn stuff about marketing, because I felt as if as long as you can get attention on yourself, that's how you make the most money, period. So I did marketing. But, your first year in college, you don't really learn about your major, honestly. But, even though that's what it was and I wasn't learning anything, I would do I'll go online and look up stuff myself. I'll look up stuff myself about marketing, look up stuff myself about getting people attraction and attention, stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, so my mom didn't want me to be couch potato, but I never planned on being a couch potato. I told her, hey, I got this brand. I want to keep doing this brand. She's like, nah, you can't do the brand. So long story short, she said, you can't live here anymore unless you go to school. I'm not going to school, and thank God I didn't listen to her and feed into trying to, I guess that was tough love, trying to push me to go to school, but I didn't want to do it. I already believed in myself. Just remember this, man. Remember this. If you guys remember anything from my YouTube channel, as long as you believe in yourself, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. I literally at that time was broke as fuck, hungry as fuck every night. I was skinny as shit, honestly. I wasn't happy with my situation. I wasn't happy with the relationship I was in at that time, in a very toxic relationship as well. And school just wasn't for me. I wanted to just stay home and work on my brand. I felt as if my brand would help me change my life, which obviously you guys are here watching it today. Obviously it worked out for the better. So then I asked my dad, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to go live with you. He's like, nah, man, you can't come live with me. You know, stay at your mom's. I'm like, nah, I'm not about to stay at my mom's. He's like, I'm come over there with you. He's like, oh no, I'm busy. I don't want you to, just be in here bored. I'm like, that's a weird excuse for not wanting your son to be there. But it's whatever. So couldn't go there. Got kicked out. I wasn't going to school. That was my choice. So I just decided to be homeless. And I got some pretty funny homeless stories, honestly. Like when I first was homeless, I was trying to pawn shop shit, like pawn shop like shoes, pawn shop like old phones that I had and old Apple Watches, stuff like that, just to get a little bit of money. I definitely was sleeping on couch to couch, sleeping on my old former friend. We're not friends anymore, but I was sleeping on my old former friend's couch. Let's just call him Bob. So Bob lived down the street from me, and I told him about the situation. His mom messed with me. His mom liked that, that I was a hardworking person. Everybody that knew me, like, he's a hardworking person. He's gonna be something one day. So his mom always invited me over all the time. Thought I was a great influence. So I slept over their house for like a week. Now their mom didn't know that I was homeless at the time. Honestly, I didn't want to inform her. But I'm over there for like almost 6 days now. It's getting suspicious. Like, why is this guy? He's in here for a while. The maximum I used to stay over there maybe like 2 days, 3 days maximum. And I used to never want to be home. Like, I was so miserable at home. I never wanted to be home. So, a week go by, and then, Bob hits me up. He's like, yo, my mom said you have to, like, go home, man. Like, you've been here for a while now. And, we're about to be going out of town, blah, blah, blah. So, at that time, I had a girlfriend, still homeless. So, she comes down and she, brings her car. She brings her car, and then, we're sleeping in her car at nighttime. And during the daytime, I'm going to friends' houses, whoever I know. I'm just traveling. I'm taking lifts, whatever little money I make. I think I was a lifeguard at that time as well. So I was doing lifeguarding. But I still had the brand as well. So I stopped that, actually. I stopped the lifeguard stuff. So I started just working on the brand, completely while being homeless, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't, like, sleep in my mom's house, but she would allow me to get stuff sent there. So I go to bros have a car. I go pick the stuff up from, like, the main office. I go to the print man. I go ship it out to the customers, And then sometimes I would have to sleep in train stations, at nighttime, just not really even sleeping, honestly, because I'm not able to sleep with somebody about to come and, I don't know, do some weird stuff to me. I just always, like, one eye open, like, just waking up, just falling asleep, I'll be like this. Then I just try to stay up as much as I could so that nobody does any weird shit to me, try to, like, rob me for whatever. And that was hard for me, honestly. That's why I tell everybody, like, don't give up, man. I look back sometimes, like, even cry about the situations I was in. Literally looking back that I was sleeping in train stations. I would literally my girlfriend had to come bring her car, and she would actually, I keep saying her car, she was stealing her mom's car, and we would sleep in there, and she would go take it back in the morning, and I respected her for that, because it wasn't nothing I could do. Then later on, I started just, like, sleeping in, like, gyms and stuff like that. Like, any open gyms, I just go 24/7, go in there. Going to gyms, go take showers in the gym, go do stuff like that, and then get ready for the next day. Then, later on, I'm like, what, effing, man, I don't want to keep being homeless, I don't want to keep being a hobo, a vagabond, just roaming the streets, selling hoodies, I want to, still see my friends and still feel normal at least a little bit. So later on, after that, being homeless for about a month and a half to 2 months, it just wasn't it, man. I was like, you know what, Mom, I'll go back to school, whatever, right? Because this is now, right, big December, second semester's coming up, because I already had dropped out, and because I dropped out, she wasn't messing with it, so I'm like, yo, I'll go back to school. So then at this point, she's still like, yo, you can never come home, you can never come back here, but I will pay for your school. That's what she told me. She told me she would pay for my school, so I went back to school, and I was, at the apartments that the schools provide, so I was there all the time. I never could go home, and I'm like about 2 hours away from home at this time, and I could never go home. So that was beyond depressing as well. Your friends go home on the weekend, and you gotta stay at school. You can't go home. You can't go see any family. Stuff like that. So that stuff hurt me a lot, and I think that's the negative energy I fed off of to become the person I became. That's the negative energy I fed off of to continue to accelerate in life. That's the negative energy that I needed, honestly. I'm happy that my mom put me out. I'm happy that my dad didn't accept me, because not having acceptance and not having anybody to lean on is what forced me to depend on myself only, depend on myself and God only. And that pushed me and accelerated me all the way to being successful, period. There was nobody on this earth that could tell me I can't do anything. There was nobody that could tell me that I can't be something, because I pushed through that year. Later on that year, I went on to make around 500 grand. That was in 2020. If you go on my TikTok, I posted, like, I made like 300. See, I posted like that. That was from like November. So like the end of that year, I made like 400K on the website, 100K outside of the website, different money moves, different things involving clothing and stuff like that. At that time, it was just straight clothing, no stocks and stuff like that. The next year, then that's when I got into stocks. No, I got stocks 2020 actually. I actually have a screenshot. I'm gonna upload it to my next video about cryptocurrencies. I invested in Ethereum. I definitely bought, and I bought Ethereum while it was at $250 per share. Bro, I have so much proof. I've been in the crypto game since the jump, honestly. And I don't even know what even got me into it, honestly. I don't even remember what even got me into it. Other than I think I was on Robinhood trying to invest, and I think like as a little kid, I just was like, oh my gosh, what is this crypto? Why is this crypto? And why does it like the charts look so cool? Whatever. I'm so serious. Like it literally wasn't any like I didn't do any research. I literally just invested because I wanted to, and I just had the money, and I just felt like this is safer to be here rather than in Nike's pockets or Adidas pockets or the movie theaters or a whole bunch of dates. So I put in there. I would purposely make myself and my checking account broke so I wouldn't use my money. Yeah, it's a lot of temptation out here, but anyways, yeah. So anyways, that's the story about me being homeless, man. There's more to it. If you guys want another story time about a couple of different stuff that you may see on TikTok, drop any story times you want below, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, watching my video. I appreciate you guys for listening. If you made it this far to the end of the video, please subscribe so we can keep making these bangers, man. Keep making these interesting videos that continue to motivate people. House tour, car tours, Ferrari tour. Just ordered a Ferrari 296. Go check it out, man. On my TikTok, and then people say it's cap, but that's fine. It's okay because when it comes here and I post it, then it's also all shut down. All these TikTok comments, all these like little. I don't give a fuck about these dorks. Like the Supra still outside, the LC still outside. I'm still in the crib right now. I still got 80 inches in every. I don't care. Anyways, listen. Enough flexing. Let's get back to it, man. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Bane's out.